2, 1. Hey everybody, I am Omega. Welcome back to the Day Night Show matches. Welcome to Legacy of the Void. This is the first show match series, or set of series rather, being cast under our new expansion. And it's been a lot of fun, personally, for me so far. How about you, Zero? You'll be casting with me today, after all.
I suck at it.
That's fine, I'm in bronze too.
No, I'm under bronze. I played against Gerthang, and I'm pretty sure he's plat by now. Like, gold lies. StarCraft lies. I played against him. I could hold out for about 3 minutes in the beginning, and then he ruffle stomped me a lot. I am very, very rusty and bad at this game. I got gold in Heart of the Swarm, and then I didn't play for a few months, so I think that maybe I can still go for gold. Platinum is my overall goal. If I get platinum in StarCraft, my StarCraft career, esports will be complete. That's all I want is platinum.
Yeah, you could do it. You could definitely do it. It's actually not that much of a jump between gold and platinum, really. Just a lot of practice.
That's what I'm hearing. We'll see what happens. But for now, I will sit back and I will judge other people.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Gerthang does play a lot. I would actually say he plays as much as our really high-level players do. So, like, we still have Pranef hanging out as a GM player. We have a couple Masters players. They all play a lot. Gerthang plays as much as them. I expect him to reach their level sometime next year.
Oh, no, he's really good. I mean, he practices all the time, and just seeing his play, like playing against him, is like, wow, I can't keep up. So he's going places.
Monosaurus has been Diamond before, so I'm not too surprised he reached that, by the way. Just to point out. But anyway, yeah, while we're getting this started, the for fun question for this week was simply, in all of StarCraft, whether it was StarCraft 1, Brood War, any of the recent games, I asked people, did they have a favorite campaign mission? Fenton said that he didn't have a specific favorite campaign mission, but he actually did have a favorite cinematic, which I'd say fine, good enough. I have one as well, but it's from the new campaign, so I won't talk about it. But let me pull off the actual wording of what he said here, because in my haste, my zealousness to get the stream started, I closed everything. There we go. Okay. There it is. Cinematic of the science vessel during the Zerg campaign in StarCraft, the original. He blew his mind as a kid. He and his brother used to reenact it in their basement.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool. I actually only really barely remember what that was about. I think you had to take over a science vessel on one of the missions. I do remember that. But I don't know. Mine, and this, again, by the way, this is Fenton versus Ottr. This is their first matchup.
Yep. Match 2 was Chaosy versus Loopy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but yes, what is your favorite campaign mission?
My favorite campaign mission is actually from Legacy of the Void. And without describing any details, you know how you have that mission at the end of Wings of Liberty where you have a bunch of heroes and you run around as a group and beat stuff? Mm-hmm. Well, imagine if each of them were about 2 times as powerful.
Oh, very nice.
Like if they took a huge, gigantic nod from Heroes of the Storm and made a bunch of Protoss heroes, essentially, and then threw them onto a map and let you run around. It was awesome.
Beautiful.
So much fun. In particular, there's one character in particular that I really want them to put in. 2, now that I think about it. One is everyone's seen him all over the advertisements for the game, Karax, the tech Protoss dude. Mm-hmm. He's so fun. He can mind control machines and he can throw cannons down everywhere. I love that guy. And he can project. He actually is a pylon. He just projects a power field everywhere he walks.
That's handy.
Yes, he was really, really fun to play with. The other one, we'll talk about it after you've played it. Can't talk about him.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
However, he is voiced by the guy who did Q in Star Trek. So if you like that dude,
that's beautiful.
Have fun. Yes, he's amazing. Oh my gosh, his lines are just I love that dude. So good.
So, I actually have an answer to my favorite mission. I mean, can you guess? Do I even have to say?
You should.
Nova.
I have a few guesses. Oh, the Nova mission, duh, of course.
I mean, come on. I am a sucker for like covert ops stealth missions. So, I play a lot of Splinter Cell. I played um I like Metal Gear Solid stuff. I'm cool about sneaking around and playing as Nova and just picking off people off the edges and then destroying those what was it in Wings? You had to destroy those terrazine mining things or whatever that is.
Yep, and then she
Yep.
could dominate an enemy unit, and you could run it around
Yeah,
and do
so
things.
how about taking control of a siege tank and putting it on the high ground while you run forward and get vision? Yeah, nothing
Yeah,
lives. Nothing lives through that.
it was lots of fun. I have to agree. That was a good mission.
Yep.
Um, oh, there was something I actually wanted to ask you along those lines. So you probably are pretty excited about this DLC mission pack
Yeah?
then.
Do I even... I mean,
Right?
I
Hmm.
can't contain myself
So
because
for
it's like she was supposed to have a story before, and now we're
yeah,
finally getting a story. And I mean,
so
sort of.
they said two things in the panel that I actually didn't know. One of them is that Nova Spectre is actually the storyline from Ghost. That is
Oh,
the game.
that's awesome.
They did that to keep it canon. This happens after Legacy of the Void. This DLC pack.
That is awesome. I can't wait for that. That's.
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna go
mean,
read Spectre now because I'm like, shit, I want to know what happened.
yeah. Read Spectre. Also read her origin story. It's just StarCraft Nova. That's. You should start with that actually. That explains where she's brought up by, and then what happens to her after that and how she comes to become the Ghost program kind of thing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love novels. Novels are awesome. Okay.
But yeah, here's what they've said, by the way, about the DLC packs, in case anyone isn't aware. This is how they're going to add more story to the game, basically, without necessarily going to StarCraft 3 right away, because they have a couple smaller stories that they want to do,
Hmm.
and or maybe they never do that. Who knows? The these are going to be triple packs of 3 missions, so the whole arc is 9 missions.
Okay.
Which part of me, when I hear that,
Wait.
is like, should I just wait for all of them to come out then? Because I don't know if I
Wait.
want to
Hang
deal
on.
with
So
cliffhangers.
is it
But
is the first pack 9 missions or are they
no,
three
it's first pack
packs?
is three packs, and then part two, then part three. So it's episodic, kind of, which probably is gonna cut. I don't know. I'll probably play them as they come out. Now that I think about it, I love the campaign stuff, but there's a part of me that wishes it was just all in one go.
Uh, yep. It's like the movie thing. 4 of them. May as well just splurge at once. It
Yeah,
works.
I mean that happens. In any case, I mean that's that. Let's get to talking about this actual match here. Fenton versus Ottr is a very interesting matchup to me because both of these players are, in my mind, very, very competent players whose potential is probably far above their current level. But, due to various things, you got school, you got other stuff coming up, you got travel. They haven't really practiced enough to get to that potential just yet. So when I saw the possibility of pairing them together, I'm like, oh, this could be really good, actually, because I think it might be pretty even game or could be really one-sided. I have no idea how this turns out. I'm looking forward to it though.
First time loading the assets. It's gonna take a few.
Yeah, it'll not have yeah.
So I propose right after we finish this series, should we just transition straight into Chaos 8 versus Loopy Loo? Not wait till 2? I mean,
If that's fine with you, sure.
I'm all cool with
I
that.
don't care. I might run off for a glass of water and that'll be it. Anyway, in the bottom left part of the map here on Laralek Crest, we have our green Protoss player. It is Fenton LFC.
Oh, 1 second. Let me go ahead and pause this for us.
Game paused.
There we go.
Love the campaign music. It's so hyped up.
Beautiful. Yeah, there we go. The game input is set properly now. Well,
Sorry about
it
that,
was
guys.
it was still sorry about that. It was still set to beta, so
Oh no.
yeah, it was still set to the beta client, so it wasn't hooking right. All right. So once more with feeling.
Okay, are we just going back to the beginning?
Yeah,
or-
we'll just reintroduce him. That's fine. All right,
Okay.
starting us off. 3, 2.
Game resumed.
Once again, the bottom left part of the map, we have our green Protoss player on Clan DJ. It is Fenton LFC.
And his opponent's punting at the bottom. Right hand corner, the orange Zerg player. Ottr.
I like this kind of new name she decided to go with Predator or whatever.
Yeah.
Predator? Predator?
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Nice pun.
Yeah,
Nice
no,
pun.
it took me a second too. I was looking at it on the load screen. I went, huh? Oh.
I know LFC from Fenton's name stands for something else, by the way, but there's a part of me that, as a guy who's been into Protoss since Wings of Liberty, I kind of hope it reads Fenton looking for carriers.
Looking for carriers.
Because that was admittedly about half of my Heart of the Swarm experience was, can carriers work somewhere? No. No.
Oh.
They're too expensive and take too long to make.
Actually, Fenton's really into football, right? I mean, the European.
Yeah, that's what it actually is. It's a reference to his enjoyment.
Yeah, I think we've asked him like
European
4 times now
soccer.
what it stands for. We don't know which organization it pertains to, but
He doesn't.
he's a good sport about telling us everything.
Yeah, well, I mean.
All right. Well, so anyway, getting off the football topic here, Ottr has opened up a single gas, is dropping up a spawning pool, but her hatchery is complete at the natural.
Yeah. Technically speaking, we probably should have cut it with the color commentary a little sooner, but to be honest, yeah, like the Cybernetics core has just finished, and we have another gateway flying down as well as a mothership core. Speed coming up for Zerg. So you can see basically, if they wanted to by now, either player could have actually done enough to harass, like gotten to the point where they could have kind of harassed their opponent a little. Neither player did a build that would do that, but you can kind of think of this phase that we're seeing right now. This is the strict early game that we used to see in the past, but it's now starting to bridge into the mid game. The mid game would take another couple minutes to get here. So this is a very, very different, very fast StarCraft that we're going to be seeing today.
Yep. And I know for myself, I mean, just playing in those practice ops games the other weekend, it feels crazy. Because, you're in Heart of the Swarm, you used to, the first 5 to 7 minutes on the clock, a 4-gate doesn't hit till 7.
Yep.
And now a 4-gate could hit you 30 seconds ago. It's insane. It's insane.
And what's interesting about it, too, as well, is just that for Protoss in particular, we'll talk about Zerg, they have a similar problem. But Protoss, the warp mechanics being changed. Now, if you don't have a pylon really close to a warp gate or your nexus, when you try to warp in, it's going to take you 16 seconds rather than 2. And that basically means you need to have a really fortified hard point to reinforce an attack, or just deal with the fact that you're really walking a long distance with your reinforcements, whether you like it or not. And that basically means that as a Protoss player, unless you're really good at setting up your attacks, games seem to get a little dragged out a little bit more. There's a little bit more fighting in the middle of the map, on your side of the map. Just kind of things get, like, you don't just fight off something and then get to their side of their map and kill them. You fight off something again, and then maybe you can kill them.
Yep. Now,
Zerg's similar problem. The bases all have less minerals on them, which means they can't bank as much, so even though they can build up to having a lot of larvae, they can't necessarily spend it as easily on a remax as they would in the past, so that also puts more pressure on the Zergs to expand really ridiculously.
well, keep in mind, too, that does not apply to pylons that are touching a gateway across the map. Or warp prisms. Warp prisms don't care. Warp prisms do it.
Basically,
they
want you to, if you're going to do a big gateway attack now, they want you to use a warp prism. In fact, they just want you to use a warp prism in general and drop more. They want every race to drop more. The Overlords have this easy access 25, 50 gas, or like 20, or is it 50, 25, whatever. They have this upgrade that lets them just...
Cheeky little Overlord over here. The Stalker's like itching to kill him, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, but this guy can get an upgrade, which gives him like this extra weird sack thing on his head that lets him hold units. And you can actually visually see which one is holding the units now.
Oh, you can now. Oh, here we go. Fenton dodging.
So this warp prism, did he actually evade vision? Yeah, he did.
Maybe. If he did, I didn't see Ottr look over there. At least click on it. But he's flying straight into creep now, so if Otter's paying attention to the edge here, she should be able to see this coming.
Okay, Protoss looks like he's going up into Robo Bay Tech, which is going to probably be for a combination of Disruptors and Colossi. However, this warping could prove to be particularly key.
Yep, he's going to move his units up to the front of Otter's base now. pull her army out to the edge of the creep, which is super smart, because that'll give him a chance to drop from the back.
Yeah, there's more than enough right here just to, like, kind of hold this off at the moment. But even just something as simple, I think, really, as running his army forward, poking this Overlord, trying to kill it, and then running back, just making sure that if he does fight, he ends up fighting off the creep. Be fine, but no, he actually tries to go in with the drop first, and it gets shut down hardcore.
And he's pulling his units back. Okay, that's okay too. He only lost 300 minerals, no big deal. He saw the army. Going, holy crap, I need to catch up. There are a lot of lings and roaches in here. And I mean, look at this army for 6 minutes. This is scary compared to Heart of the Swarm.
Yep. One of the things that really gets you in missing out is you start having this interaction with your opponent real fast, and you get a little scared to take a third. This will kill you. As you notice right now, if you look at, say, Fenton space here, click on one of these mineral patches, there's less than 200 minerals in some of these now.
Yep.
He's actually starting to mine out, and we almost hit 7 minutes, which means that when he starts his next attack, he actually needs to expand while he does it. And same for Ottr. Ottr sticks on 2 bases for much longer. She's going to be in a lot of trouble. And it just, it's a completely different pace than what we're used to in Heart of the Swarm.
And it'll get you if you don't pay attention. Shifting our army around, nothing really happening between these two players. Fenton trying to build up his economy. He's building probes down at his natural, but like you said, the main is mining out. He'll have a chance to transfer that, but he's spending his money better than Ottr is at this time.
Yeah, Otter's having a kind of mineral bank issue. A lot of that could be solved, just imagine by now, starting a third base, starting a macro hatchery, and building a bunch of drones is pretty much what most of those minerals should have been. But that, she's starting to do that now. There's the macro hatchery. There's some hydras, a couple upgrades, overlords. She's getting that spent. Usually when you have a big mineral excess, it's an indication that either you don't have enough production or you need supply. It's going to be one or the other in most cases.
Yep, third hatch is a really good move too. I mean, she'll have this prepared for the next attack. There'll be that larva available. Be able to transfer drones from the main. That sort of thing. Fenton's not really getting his natural up to speed. Dropping Twilight Council. Yeah, he's got 2 Colossi. He needs to focus on this economy. He's gonna fall behind.
The Colossi is a good start, but Colossi are not going to be enough. You either need Storm or you need Disruptors to support this now, because the Colossi bulk damage is really only good against these lings that you see in this composition here with Ottr. They won't really deal enough damage to the Hydras, I think, to take them out quick enough anymore. It takes 4 shots, basically. So you would need 4 Colossi all shooting at the same Hydra to kill it in one blow. And those roaches, forget it. You're not going to die to Colossi.
Nope.
So
you're going to want range.
You need something. Either that or mortals, you need some punch there. And this army basically is mostly structured against light armor units. So with a big surge of roaches, we could actually see him have some problems here. But at the same time, he's also stepping on creep. What do we got in terms of upgrades? And it's important not to forget that. We got +1. Oh, we got actually... No, it's the same. +1 for both sides. Ottr has 2 attack upgrades for different types of units, so it's not really any different.
Army's moving. There's a lot here for the Zerg. Oh, Fenton doesn't want to get caught out right now.
No, he came out here without his Colossi. That was a little bit scary. He's actually lost some Mothership Core, so he cannot retreat back. The Zealots have been obliterated. No charge on them means that they don't get to the front line and actually do any damage. Everything dies. Everything's just dead. Outgunned!
Outgunned.
GG. Well, there you go.
Too much Zerg.
Oh, man. Oh, man. And again, here's the thing, right? You actually, if you watch the SanDisk Invitational and you watch the Protoss games versus Zerg, this happens a couple times. And you actually saw one player in particular manage to get to another round further past the round of 8, simply because he started incorporating 2 disruptors into his build as he was researching thermal lance for the Colossi. And if you're lucky, the Zerg doesn't quite maneuver out of the way, you get these 2 super storms that actually kill armored units. So it kind of it puts a nice blow into that composition. Now, the difficult part, of course, is that the Zerg can maneuver out of the way, which is why you need to employ some trickery. You got to have warp prisms. You got to be positioning them from the side. You got to have really good force fields. You need something more. You can't just
Right.
A move into the Zerg anymore if they will kill you.
Yeah, nope. I mean, you have to be dropping in the back in their base while you're attacking, so they're distracted. They have to split their army or something. And I like the Immortal move too, especially with the bonus damage versus armored. They feel so papery now. You can't just throw Immortals in anymore like you used to.
No, Immortals do still have some great power though behind them. They're not a unit to be underestimated, but they do need protection. They're if nothing else, you have to get pretty decent, I think, at clicking on them and moving them back if they start getting focused. You can't just sit there.
Right.
They will die.
Oh, and no, these are shared replays. I was just counting down so Omega knew that I was hitting the unpause button. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. These were played on the current version.
Yeah. I mean, no.
We're all set. We're over that stuff.
I don't have to hit any buttons. I'm along for the ride.
Along for the ride. I'm driving this bus off the cliff.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna blink out of the truck though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's nice knowing you, I guess.
Bye.
Oh. I'm gonna go all Archon.
I'm
gonna go all Archon and just suck the bus into a void of nothing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, here it looks like we are on Orbital Shipyard. This is game 2 of Fenton versus Ottr. Ottr having picked up game 1. At the bottom of the map, we have the aforementioned Fenton. He is our green Protoss player from Clan DJ.
Now with a quick probe here. We know what his opponent is, but he's moving out. He pulled this probe right off the line to send him out. Now something funny. There's a pylon.
This is... this could be a number of different things. Depends on how he interprets the warp mechanic. Instincts from Heart of the Swarm scream to me that this is most likely a maybe Zealot cheese.
Oh yeah.
But I can't be sure. He also may just...
Gateways.
Well,
Double
yes,
gateways. Oh, proxy 2 gate. And she expanded. Oh, spawning pool isn't even down yet. This ain't gonna feel good.
Yeah, this and early pools still exist. They are not called 6 pools anymore. They're called 12 pools. You just don't build any drones and build a pool. It's very... But yeah, the thing is, I think she can actually hold against this. The standard builds are designed to be able to deal with this, and hatch into spawning pool is one of them. The problem is, if she doesn't scout it, she's going to have a spine crawler. She's going to have to do some pretty absurd drone micro. The difficulty of the game for the defending player goes up dramatically in the case where this is not scouted. In fact, he's going up with 3 gateways, which is making me wonder if his intention might actually be for something else. I guess you can do 3 gateways with this just because you have so much more minerals. I hadn't really thought about it.
He's building a bank. He's got enough for 2. Yeah, there he goes. He drops 2 gateways.
So this is
Wow.
4 gate Zealot?
Proxy 4 gate Zealot something. Crazy. Is he gonna send him? Nope, they're rallied outside. He's not gonna send him straight in yet. Probably gonna ball him up first. Ottr is sending an Overlord. Oh, it's not gonna be close enough to see.
Actually, you might see the Zealots. I think. It's difficult to say. Anyway, we have this. Speed's being worked on. 6 lings are coming out. You can actually see this. Imagine these 2 lings were running up here. They actually get here only a little bit before these lings come out. So there is possibility for micro here. 1 base plays just overall do not have the win percentage that they used to anymore. No matter what race you are.
1 lane going out. It's gonna find a nasty surprise.
Finds 4 zealots.
Green laser
Fenton needs to
blades.
grab these. Yeah, he needs to grab these guys and not let them chase that, or he will never amass enough.
Like she totally missed these. They're gonna move right in and attack these lings. Oh,
Yep.
no micro! All gone.
Yeah, you pretty much. She pretty much would have to just run these. There's the 4 zealots would win that battle no matter what you do. But extra queens and a spine crawler might have been needed, but it's too late.
There we go. 1 lane coming home, but this isn't going to be enough. Spine crawler going down. This queen is going to get eviscerated. Oh man, so much coverage from these zealots here.
6 lanes. Queen goes down. And one of the particularly frustrating things here now is that injects are gone, basically. With this positioning, the queen isn't going to be able to do that anymore. The drones are going to start to go down, and the number of defenses that can be made are also going to be going down. This spine crawler does help. She needs, One thing that might have helped in this situation is actually grabbing all your drones and stop commanding them around the spine crawler, just to make it a little bit more difficult for them to attack it. But yeah, it's not happening. She's going to lose all the workers at this base. Now keep in mind, Fenton is incredibly all in here. He cannot just kill the workers at this base. He's got to kill everything, which is why, good, he's picking up all of his units. He's walking to there. And yeah, it's like, I can't. Just, you take it.
GG. Not much you can do against that if you don't see it coming first.
Lecta, yes, all of these will be replays from now on. We most likely will not be doing live games unless we decide to do something janky with Hearthstone or whatever, but because that'll be our only option.
Maybe some special event down the road.
Yeah, Blizz,
We'll
please.
see. We'll see what happens. Blizz, please.
Just kidding. Actually, what I'm thinking we might do once Overwatch is out is we could do something similar to what Cobra Muffin does on the off weekends.
Hey, there we go. Yep.
Just get people together and play games, rotate teams around.
Actually, we were doing that for a while, but it was kind of a... Things got kind of hectic, switching jobs.
Yeah, it was
like
too much. It was way too much. I mean, I think...
Hi, Lecta. How you doing?
I think once my own job situation stabilizes, we're going to have the ability to do a lot more. Just in terms of everything, we can plan around things. But yes, Overwatch!
Overwatch!
A lot of day nights actually in the Overwatch beta this weekend, other than yourself, Mr. Zero Lambda. There's Mr. Smigegi also has it, Sacred Sun, Starscree, a few others.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I saw some people on the list, like Sacred and whatnot, in Discord playing it. I haven't had a chance to party up with anybody yet, but I don't think we're gonna have a whole lot of time. You know, the beta goes down 9 in the morning PST on Monday, and hopefully it goes well enough where they're like, hey, so we're not waiting till spring. We're thinking Christmas.
I'm actually anticipating what we're going to see is another big wave of normal beta invites, if this goes well. Like, a really big one.
I hope so, because
all the regular people that were already in it permanently are like, oh, this is so great. It's like 8 to 10 minute queues. 8 to 10 minute queues, though. There were 20-minute queues before.
Oh, that's not cool. It was 6 seconds when I was playing last night. I would hit play, I would wait 6 seconds, and I'd already find a match. It was that good.
So Axia, I understand that. Like that thought. You should play at least one game though, and leave a little feedback about what you thought as a person who's not really interested in the genre, because that would actually be very useful information for them. If you don't want to do that, that's fair. Don't worry about it. Obviously, you don't have to. Nobody's making you. But if you can spare the time, give it a shot. It's not a big file.
Yeah, no,
like
definitely
4 GB.
Definitely play a game. It's only the game's only 3 gigs. I downloaded it in a few minutes.
Also, ignore Loopy Loo. Okay, it's okay. Look, I mean, some people are real salty. It'll be fine, guys. The game will come out.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if
you have some time and you feel like giving it a chance, you should give it a chance. It's pretty solid.
I journeyed to Blizz Mecca essentially, and played it there.
You had to trek across the plains.
Yes, I trekked across the plains and walked for miles to stand in line for 30 minutes. I had my own queue.
And then play for an hour. And then you're done.
No, I played for like 10 minutes. You got to play one round of Attack and Defense and then go through the line again if you felt like it. So from there, I ran over to the Heroes booth and played that for a while. And then I played Hearthstone, and I played all the things. And believe me, you already played really well. Okay. You did play through the tutorial. Did a few matches. All right, yeah, good. That's fine. Like, that's what's great about that is it gives Blizz a little bit of information, and it lets them kind of research into this. I mean, sorry to go on a tangent for a moment. There's this thing in game design called churning moments. These are things that players encounter that cause them to quit. They're actually really important. You need to know what they are. So having people that play a little bit and then stop is actually really good for the game.
And yeah, I mean, that feedback too, you played, you weren't into it, tell them why. Go to the forum, make a quick post. I mean, yeah, there was nothing technically wrong with it, but that input is totally useful.
Yeah, like, you might not even be able to verbalize it, but, like, I mean, hey, it could be something as simple as you had no one to play with, and that's fair.
Yep.
And, like, even if you don't know the reason, the fact that you played those games, that's something they can look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, say a lot of people did that, and they had, like, more losses than wins, for example. That's data for them. That's good. Don't worry about it is what I'm trying to tell you. If you don't know how to phrase it, it's fine. It's totally cool. Just move on with your life. Don't worry about it.
All good, all good. So yes,
Do what you find fun.
I'm sorry you didn't enjoy it. And
The game is $40. $60 is the deluxe edition.
yep, $40. It's multiplayer only. I think $40 is fair. That's about the price of a StarCraft expansion.
For some bizarre reason, the console ones are both 60. Like there isn't a $40 version for the console ones. I don't know why they did that.
They probably have to offset the production.
Or just the cost of having people
Or the
update
port.
it.
Yeah, or the port
It's actually
itself.
the update cost probably that they're covering with that. Because Sony and Xbox dumb.
Right.
But anyway.
Ancient models, all that crap.
Oh, you have intense period of personal failure. Okay, that's fair. I mean, I think for maybe someone like you, probably a single player or co-op thing probably would have been good, but there's really not support for that yet. One day in the future, hopefully there will be.
That's totally valid.
Okay, sick! I love this map. This is Central Protocol. When I say I love this map, I mean I love its design. Caveat, I've not played on it. The bottom right part of the map, we have our green Protoss player. His name is Fenton. LFC. He's currently tied with his opponent 1-1, and I have to say, this is kind of good. Like I said, this is kind of what I was hoping for. The reason I love this map is that this is stylized of the whites and yellows of the Sentinels, which you'll actually see a couple of their skins. If you pre-ordered the game, you have the Sentinel Colossus and the Sentinel Adept, and they look so good, actually.
I love the palette. It looks good. There's a little control panel in the center, like you're flying a platform. Awesome. And anyway, spawning us in the top right-hand corner, this is Ottr, the Orange Zerg player.
Yeah, I mean, as a map, I don't think I want to play on this map, actually. It's got a double entrance. It doesn't have the... It has a wide ramp. Yep. It doesn't have the traditional choke point. This is a funky map.
It looks stupid, I have to say. It's pretty,
this is a map I would probably two-base cheese on all the time. I don't think I would try to play legitimately here. This
looks like you want to cram 8 players onto it for a free-for-all. That's how this map is laid out. That's what it screams to me. I've only played like 3 free-for-alls in my life, and they were not fun.
Yeah, free-for-all is a good thing to do for like a warm-up, but it's not really, it's not entertaining. I feel like that's true in almost every game it's in. Like the Halo games. Rumble was okay, but it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun unless you did something ridiculous like all rockets, where everyone was just expecting it to be a total mess.
Actually, it says, "Is this the ME2 Miranda suit map?" Yes. Yeah.
You know what? That's fair. That's 100% fair.
I don't see any finely shaped buns here, though. Unfortunately.
I will. Actually, you know what? It's kind of similar to some of the designs they just had in Mass Effect 2 in general. Not just her. Like the Cerberus colors. This is
Cerberus.
You can essentially, if like you look at this like doodad slightly north of Protoss base and just zoom in, there's like a couple Cerberus logos down there. I mean, they're not Cerberus logos, but I'm going to see them.
Yeah. Shoo, Fenton says, shoo, this Overlord being a little pesky. Making sure he's not doing anything cheesy like last game.
So, as you can see, Otter's kind of sticking to the same opening she used last time. I mean, this is fair. This is what you're good at. This is what you do. I mean, if your opponent is exploiting that, it's something to get good for next time. It's not really something to deal with right now, like, is the best way to approach that situation. At the same time, I do appreciate that Fenton actually threw in the cheese there.
Yes.
I mean, it keeps your opponent guessing.
There's always room for fine cheese and wine. Yes.
And you can see here he's actually putting out a lot of adepts. I would have really liked it if he had taken these guys and sent them at her base. There's actually no reason for them to be here. They can run around and do a lot of damage, but, you know, it's fine. Actually bulking them up and then running at the enemy base. We know that they really like to accumulate lings is very effective, because they do an incredible amount of damage to lings.
Yep. Yeah, he's working on warp tech here, too. That'll be nice, because he's building out a gateways right now.
He's going to have to cancel those. Or else, well, not cancel the middle one. Just, oh, okay, he's not going to be using Warp Gate for a while. And he doesn't have a forward pylon, so this attack most likely is meant more for harassment than to kill the opponent. It might, though. I mean, these things can do insane work.
Out ahead, a little bit across the map. There we go. Getting some extra
boost. If you're not familiar with the way this ability works, they move faster than normal. You can select them, and you can cancel the ability. When the ability runs out, they teleport. You can't make them teleport early, though, so it's not like Blink in that sense. So he's going to send these guys up here, and this has a really strong effect of pulling the enemy units away, which means usually that you can kill whatever's down here. By the time he teleports up here, there's actually less lings for him to kill. So I guess the lesson there is don't engage the Adepts.
Ouch.
Don't engage the Adepts with part of your forces if you're going to chase the ghost. Chase the ghost with everything. Only, like, not completely either. Don't be on top of them. Just be halfway to them so you can split in either direction real quickly.
Yes, the fire rate is a little slow because they are quite silly in large
Yeah, you
numbers.
need to kite. You need to kite with them. Just kite.
Das
Kite.
Otter's moving in here with her links, get her own harassment done. There are a lot of depths here, but no problem for surrounding these speedlings.
Not seeing any photon overcharges. There it goes. Unfortunately, they're way out of range. Very important, actually, to make sure you have a couple pylons at the front of your base for exactly this reason. They will kill everything here, though. It doesn't last terribly long, but it does a huge amount of damage. And kind of like more bursty than the original photon overcharge of the Nexus.
Yep, shorter duration, a little less damage, a little less range, but you can cast it on several pylons at once, as long as you have the energy. It's kind of... Otter's moved up into lair here, not actually going for any tech, still building links.
Well, we got a couple seconds here while they reamass their forces. I gotta say that I think this palette is actually only used once in the campaign. It was a very stressful map, though.
Oh.
So I don't remember a terribly huge amount about it, but it did have a lot of really big glowing doodads.
So there's not a whole lot of ogling to be done, unfortunately, then.
I mean, that map is really pretty, though. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, if anything like this tile set is speaking for it, it looks awesome. I love the way the gas guys look, too, actually.
All right. I just want to see more maps with this tile set. Map makers, if any of you somehow stumble across this, make more of these. They look really cool.
I could try my hand at it, but I haven't built a map.
I feel
2 years.
I feel like a little concerned that some people are going to look at this map and be like, it's cheesy stupid, don't use the design again because it reminds me of the cheesy Central Protocol. And I'm like, oh, come on.
When the hatchery builds in the first stage before it starts growing at about 33% health or so, the defiler inside, like, freaks out. It's kind of crazy. It was weird.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it was bugging. It was bugging out. There's a bug bugging.
It was like spinning.
There was a bugging bug.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, as you can see here, like this pylon, by the way, has to be, I think it's like the entire footprint of the pylon has to be covered, or rather, it like has to encompass the building that it's getting the supercharge from entirely with the power field. I think is the rule, because you can have it slightly away from the Nexus like this, and actually have to physically touch it. Anyway, we have another attack of Adepts coming up here. He's teleporting them into the base. A really good habit to get into if you're going to be using these things is to grab one, send one kind of phase-shifted ghost into the enemy base, see what's there, and then make a decision about whether or not you want to attack all of that. This is also a good thing to do when you're breaking out of your natural to pick up your third base.
Getting a little bit of a bank. She's actually dropping a base at the gold now, too. She needs to defend this stuff. She wants to defend this properly.
Yeah, big gas dumps for Zerg. I mean, what are they? A lot of the time Mutalisks, I'm thinking, I guess. A lot, maybe Infestors.
That's enough for 13 mutas we saw right now. A lot of Zealots here, though, chopping up these lings. Adepts. Ooh, wow, Adepts dropping DPS behind them. Oh,
yeah,
this
like
is a meat
just
grinder.
Yeah, she's going to actually break through the Zealot line here, and once they get to the inside, that does help, but the numbers get small enough, and the Adepts are still good to Lings, that defense here is really difficult. I think if some of those Lings were Roaches instead, I think she wins that fight, though.
Oh, yeah.
Again, and the Adepts, just not that great against that type of force, but again, they kind of... A lot of this early protest stuff is really structured more against beating light armor units. So you can see here, I mean, inefficient or not, I mean, she did win eventually.
She did win eventually, and she does have a gold base, so she's going to bounce back real fast.
She should actually run these Lings into his base. He's got 0 defense with the Mothership Core dead. Oh well. Oh, he's gonna be able to rearm here. A lot of Zealots incoming.
Doesn't see them. They were in the vision, but she did not see them.
Oh, I take that back. It's not dead. It's clearly here. But the thing is, it's here and not at home.
Yes. No shiny pylon
the
lasers.
Queen is not gonna kill it. Nope. One shot left. We have a couple Spore Crawlers back there, and that will help, but... Yeah, do these accept +1 attack or anything? Okay. Drones trying to leave and go home. We have Hydras popping out. Hydras will do a lot of good against this force if they can amass into sizable numbers. So far, only 4 on the map and a queen.
My goodness, Ottr needs to be careful.
Oh, some of them do come out and are actually killing a couple zealots before they die, which is not bad. Again, yeah, these are things you really have to kite them very carefully. You cannot allow them to get in range of the zealots, or bad things will happen to them.
Zealots are pretty much I mean, wow, they're so squishy. So chopping them up.
Another one goes down. She's going to run these drones away from here. Send them back bound. She's really not dead yet, though. Part of what's just really helping Fenton out is he's just kept this pylon up, and nothing's been able to get to it and deal with it yet. He's going to lose a bunch of sentries for free, which kind of sucks, but not for free. He's going to get a couple Hydras out of it.
Wow, not for free,
that's
yeah.
too bad.
Interesting.
Too bad those drones didn't, like, kill them.
There we go. Link's coming down, trying to get some more defense down. Geez, Zealot's coming in here, but that 16-second warp time is starting to show its
You can see what's actually starting to happen here is both players are running out of money. Fenton is able to deal with this by warping in sentries. Ottr doesn't really have a gas dump right now that you can just make units with. So this is starting, I think, to favor our Protoss player very heavily.
Yep. Yep, he hit that gold base over there with all these zealots, and Otter's just trying to dump as many lings in here into defense as possible, but running right into these side blades and just turn into little bits of crap hamburger.
This is very good but very weird couple of games. Otter says nope and GG.
Well, Fenton took it off her. Impressive.
He did, but, you know, I really like the way he did it. He kind of, like, you know, they tried going for that straightforward macro game, and Ottr just destroyed him. That was not close. But he's went and said, you know, I've got options. I'm going to try a couple of things. And then he did discover, and I think this was pretty good, he got, like, Ottr has had a historic weakness toward a lot of aggression early on. And I really like the fact that he was able to exploit that. And I like this because it gives you something to work on. Really looking forward to seeing their next match.
All right, guys, we're going to take about a 5-minute break, and then it will be 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I was about to say 3 o'clock. Doesn't make any sense. But Chaos E versus Loopy Loo coming at you. This is actually a best of 5. So we'll be back in a few minutes. You know, we're going to water up, go to the bathroom, that sort of thing. I encourage you guys to do the same.
Yep.
See you in a few minutes.
See you in a bit.